both of you guys, on Friday's show, I asked you if it wasn't Steph Curry, who would be the MVP? And you said, Chiney,
Kevin Durant.
And KD heard you, because when Kevin Durant and the Pistons were Kevin Durant and the Nets were taking on the Pistons, KD put on a show. Remember, in this one, they did not have James Harden, but no James Harden, really no problem.
Absolutely. KD was sensational, and I love how he gets it off the dribble, hits down, threes, then he makes pull-ups, and he hits turnaround fadeaways, getting to his spots, top of the key, corner elbows, those kill spots that Hoopers love. He was going crazy, Malika.
Well, he had 22 points in the first half alone, but then it did not stop in the third quarter.
Hezzy, got you through two, one at the rim, reverse lip. I got to see this again. Run it back, like a Drake track. Okay, perfect. Hezzy, look at the split the defense, and then the double clutch. I mean, what he was doing, pick and roll at the top of the key, knock down the three. He was getting exactly what he wanted at all points of the game. I just love it. And then here, as we enter the fourth quarter, this is his 33rd point. What does he do? Bring it up? Like, no one can guard him. Pick him up at half. Shoot, pick him up when he has the ball. Again, 49th point at this point. Blows by and one on. That's a nice look. That looks good.
Hoopers, they know. They know when they're getting close.
Were you aware of how close you were to 50? Of course.
Of course, duh. He knew how close he was. And then there it was, Chiney.
And then it was like, okay, you did it. Let's get you to the bench. Let's get you to the bench.
Absolutely. He played every second of the second half up to that point.
For him to be able to, score 51 and 9 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, steal. I mean, Kevin was incredible.
Durant stopping from the elbow.
Woo. He had it going. He had the look in his eyes that he wasn't going to want to come out.
He wants 50, fades and hits. There it is, 51 for Kevin Durant.
Are you aware of whose arena scoring record he broke tonight? Who's? Blake Griffin's.
And a monster performance by Blake Griffin. He scores 50.
Yeah, really?
Not a lot of people have the opportunity to see what goes into something like that. I think for me, it's special to see what happens behind the curtains and behind the closed doors. An unreal game by him.
So Durant became the 6th player in NBA history to score 50 with 3 different teams. That joins LeBron, Wilt, Moses, Bernard King, Jamal Crawford. This was Durant's first time scoring 50 since November of 2018, and that's when he was with Golden State. So it's his first 50-point game since then. It's his 7th in his career, well, 8th if you include the postseason, right? But he's currently leading the league in scoring. So is this, Zach, the best version of Kevin Durant all time?
It's like asking, is this the best ice cream flavor? They're all.
I was thinking you were going to say ice cream.
They're all amazing. First of all,
wait, what's your favorite? I just have to know.
You, Rocky Road.
You're going to put me on the spot?
Yes.
Vanilla and chocolate mixed together.
That's right.
Boring.
Look, enough. First of all, I love that KD answered the 50 question honestly. KD, you love him or not like him, he's always honest. He couldn't help but give an honest answer. Yeah, I knew it. Like, the politically correct answer is different than that. Is it the best ever? I think last year's playoffs and this year's KD, it's just about as good as basketball gets. So, yes, and I think his defense this season has been underrated. The Nets are a top 5 defensive team, and you look up and down the roster, it's like, how is that even possible? Well, you have a 7-footer who can guard every position, switch across every position, block shots, rebound. The load he is carrying is massive, and I just think it's just majestic what he's doing.
Thank you for bringing that up. Top 5 defensive team. I mean, that is super impressive because when the big 3 was assembled in Brooklyn, the idea was that this is the best offense. We saw all those numbers, and so they're going to try to make sure that they have that balanced basketball. But for me, yeah, this is the best version of Kevin Durant that we have seen since 2013, 2014, when he averaged 32 points per game, and he won MVP that season because he's right up there at 29 points per game. He also averaged 30, I think it was in 09-10 when LeBron won MVP. But the reality is, I mean, there have been so many changes of season. I know we're all like into the winter now. Winter has come. But like that's what he's been able to do in multiple facets of the game. Weather the storm. Weather the storm.
I see the metaphor you're.
Thank you. I brought you full circle.
Yeah.
But being that lone piece that can always go out there and always say, get you a bucket, but most importantly, just be consistent after years that have been tumultuous with injury has been very, very impressive.
Right. Not to mention, like you said, that he did it after an Achilles injury and has sort of redefined how we think of how a player can come back from.
He and Breonna Stewart, yes.
Right. From an injury, Breonna Stewart, absolutely, that was seen as so catastrophic. But remember, James Harden, he rested last last night. So that means the rest of the Nets starting five were LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills, James Johnson, and DeAndre Bembry. So that's not exactly the scariest group, right? So with that as the backdrop, is what Kevin Durant is doing for Brooklyn more or less on par with what impresses us about what Steph Curry is doing?
Well, I would actually say it's pretty equal in my estimation. Both Steph and KD have all-star running mates, Draymond Green and James Harden, even though he didn't play, just recently. But if you look at what they've been able to do, they've been consistent for their squads. Both of them are pacing their conferences respectively. I know the Suns, we're going to talk about power rankings and all that stuff. That's in a little bit. But yeah, I'm very impressed. I just think that the difference with Kevin Durant, we have higher expectations offensively with James Harden than we do per se with Draymond Green. But Draymond Green is a defensive player of the year and has been holding it down. If you look at some of the defensive numbers of the Warriors, it's quite wild. Even, when you pinpoint Steph, and that's the Draymond Green effect. So overall, I think both of these guys, they're 33 years old, and they understand the assignment of keeping everyone afloat until their all-star players come back. Question mark Kyrie, question mark when Klay comes back. Klay's coming back soon, which I'm very excited.
Right.
Can I just be impressed by both? I just want to be impressed. Okay. I just want to be impressed by both because they're both so impressive. But I will say the difference is the Warriors have an identity that is consistent night to night. They have a style of play that doesn't change. They have a bunch of players who fit that style of play. You roll the ball out, they know how they're going to play. The Nets, it's like a different starting five every night. Sometimes the spacing is good, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes they play traditional defense, then Claxton comes in and they switch everything. Durant has been the constant. You can switch everything else around him. He's been the constant. His minutes are crazy how many minutes he's playing. So in that sense, just adapting to a different environment every night, he faces a different challenge than Curry does for sure.
You mentioned it, 36.5 minutes per game. That's what he is averaging this season. Brooklyn hosts Toronto. That is tomorrow night.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.